G'day guys, welcome back to the Scooby Forever channel and another video. Today I'll be doing a bit of a different video. I'll be jumping on tier maker and going through this tier list of Be Cool Scooby-Doo villains. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So I've got the obvious amount of columns, and got GOAT tier as the best, S being the next, and then A, B, C, D, and F. So you get the idea. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Starting off with the first villain, the Ghost of Elias Kingston. Overall, pretty good villain. For now, I'm going to stick him in A. Definitely could change, but I'm going to stick him in A. I do like a lot of these villains as well, so they'll probably be like B or higher, or not all of them, but most of them. Moving on to the Zatari Warrior. He was alright. I'll give him a C, which obviously isn't great, but yeah, you know, it's just a C, really. Now this one is a bit of a reoccurring one. He features in 2 episodes, I believe. That's Captain Cutler, and I'll give him a D. He's pretty funny. You obviously want him to be a bit spookier, but I'll whack him in the D for now. Then we got the sea creatures. I'm going to give them a B, which is a pretty average score. Fairly good villains. Definitely decent, so pretty sound. Then we got the Gargoyle. Now this is going to be the first F villain for this tier maker. Yeah, the Gargoyle was a pretty bad one. Don't really like the design of it, and is a pretty unpopular one from this show. Moving on, we got one in every column so far, and I can tell you now this one is definitely not going in the S or GOAT. It's the Ghost of Chip Braverton. Probably a C for mine. I'd say he's better than the Ghost of the Zatari Warrior, so I'm going to zoom in a bit here so you guys can see the columns a bit better. But yeah, I'd say he's a C, not great. Moving on to Sobek, who is probably a B for me. Yeah, I'd say he's a B. Fairly good villain. So yeah, moving on to the Crystal Crawler. Again, probably a B for mine. I really like this episode. The Crystal Crawler, though, isn't that great, but he's pretty good still. Like, he's still acceptable, pretty decent. Then we got the Headless Count, and this is going to be the first GOAT tier one. What a villain this one was. So memorable. From the classic Scooby-Doo episode of Haunted House Hang Up. Just such a fantastic episode. Moving on to the Prima Donna. I don't really like her. I'll give her a D. Wasn't a fan of her. She was a bit spooky though. Probably why she's not an F. For me, just not a fan really. The Yeti. I'll stick him in the C. He's better than the Zatari Warrior. I like the episode a lot more than the villain, that's for sure, for that one. And moving on to the Butler 3000. It's a pretty hated villain, this one. And I reckon I'm going to put him in the C. At the end of C for now. Not great. Then we got the Alien from Area 51 adjacent. I'd say he's a B. Fairly good. Not an amazing alien, but definitely one of the better ones. Moving on to one of the best villains. In fact, probably maybe even the best villain of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who in the Green Phantoms. From Where There's a Will, There's a Wrath. Obviously, those two that I put at the top are from classic Scooby-Doo episodes. So, probably why they're in the GOAT tier. And then the Pterodactyl. Another pretty good villain. Maybe not an S. Probably give him an A. The reason why I really like the Pterodactyl is because it's a bit different from the other ones that we've seen in Scooby-Doo, and because it was utilised so well. So, yeah, definitely an A for me. The Ghost of Steel and Stan is probably an A for me as well. Yeah, pretty unique ghost. Pretty cool as well. Really liked him. Then we got the Gremlin. Yeah, I'll probably put him in the B. He was alright. Pretty decent. Not much else really to say about him though. The Sorcerer was fantastic. Got to give him an S. Just a superb villain. Yeah, really, really good. Really enjoyed him. Moving on to the Swamp Monster. He was probably an A for me as well. He was pretty creepy, which definitely made him a lot better. I really liked the design of him as well, so that's another pretty good one. This one is a bit different for me. I'll give him an S. It's so creepy, this snowman monster. I don't really like the episode overly. I mean, it's still a good episode, but I don't love it. But I do love the villain. It was really, really creepy, really, really cool. Definitely one of the more memorable ones. Complete opposite though for the giant, pretty forgettable. Got to give him a D. The episode was a bit better than what the villain was though. Moving on to the Scarecrow in this case was fantastic. Such a spooky villain. Gonna put it above the Headless Count for now. Yeah, just a superb villain. Really, really loved it. Then we got the Ghost of the Cliff Bride, another fantastic villain. I'm gonna put him behind, her behind the Ghost of Elias Kingston for now. Then we got Alban Dato, another great villain. Put him in the A as well. A column getting pretty long now. Then we got Madcap the Killer Clown. And for me, and I think for most people, he was an S. Really, really good, really, really creepy. Behind the Scarecrows there, then we got the Viking Ghosts. And they were B for me. They were alright, I guess. Pretty good. Really hated the Toxic Mutant. He's going straight into the F as the worst villain from Season 1. Alright, moving on to Season 2. Starting off with Dorsal Foot. He was pretty good. Give him an S. Really liked how unique he was. The name Dorsal Foot was quite funny as well. Now we got these weird villains that didn't appear for long in the same episode. We got this Fingo, that Fingo, and that Fingo all going in the F. For looks, this one would be maybe like a C. This one maybe a B. And that one a D probably. But they just didn't appear. They were just forgettable. Just nothing really. Completely opposite though for the werewolf. What a villain. Absolutely goat. Love werewolves. As you guys would probably know by now. Just such a superb villain. Really, really love him. Then we got the Jester Ghost, who is another GOAT tier for me. We're getting some great villains though from Be Cool Scooby-Doo, and these are probably the best of the best. I've already covered already. I really love the Vampire as well. Such an underrated villain for mine. Almost pushing into the S tier for mine as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Unlike this weird villain, I don't even know its name. He appeared at the start of the Vampire episode when he was bashing up Shaggy and Scooby. He's going in the F. The Hound Beast was probably a D for mine. Yeah, it wasn't great. Wasn't great. Definitely needed improvement. Cool thing that probably keeps it from being lower or even an F is that it breathed fire. That was pretty cool. The Grim Reaper, a fantastic villain. Probably the best from that specific episode, which had all the villains going in the A for me. The Mummy is a B for mine. Pretty cool. Really enjoyed him when he showed up. Same with Tengu, actually. I really liked Tengu. His name was fantastic, and the joke Scooby was making about him was superb as well. Unlike what I can say about Tarisk. Yeah, I really didn't like Tarisk. Tajitsmal, she can go in B as well, actually. I might move the show back down. We'll do that for now. We got Hanover, another pretty poor one for mine. The Manticore, normally like Manticores. There was another Manticore and Mystery Incorporated that was pretty good, but this one didn't do it for me. Behind the Hound Beast, and Hemo Goblin, the worst villain, let's just say, of Be Cool Scooby-Doo. I think we should all agree with that. Then we got Baba Yaga, another great villain. Now I will be a little bit harsh on it because there is another Baba Yaga out there, and just comparing them, the Baba Yaga from Mystery Incorporated is better, so I'm going to put her an S, but the top of S. Then we got the Kaniaku. Now, I'll put him in C, I'll be nice to him. He was alright, I guess, the villain, but wasn't utilised amazingly. Prevents it from being any higher, really, the fact that it wasn't utilised well, and the fact that the episode is absolutely shocking. Then we got the Ghost of Little Amos, I like to call him, or Amos Littlefield. And he was probably an A for mine. He was pretty cool, pretty creepy. Yeah, whack him in the A for now. Then we got the Ghost of Jacob Marley. Now he can go in D for me. He didn't appear that often, but he did look really, really cool. Then we got the Ghost of Christmas Past. I liked her as well. Ghost of Christmas Present wasn't as good. He can go at the bottom of D. And same with Yet to Come. Probably a little bit better than Present though. Then we got a fantastic villain. Straight up into the GOAT tier is the Space Kook, Red Alien Virus, whatever you want to call him. Doesn't matter in my eyes. He's just a goat monster, really. Then we got the Ghost of Mother, which is the best villain of Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Absolutely superb. Now this next one is a bit interesting. I didn't really enjoy the episode, but the villain was actually pretty cool. Ghost of Archie Barnes can go at the top of C for me. The thing that prevents him from going any higher is because I guess it was a bit silly how he kept on crashing and stuff into like walls. It was a bit silly. It made him pretty pointless in my opinion. Yeah, as well, I probably could have put him in B as well if the episode was a bit better. Mutant Rabbit, another fantastic villain in my eye. Another underrated one. Gonna put him in the S. Or actually, I'm gonna put him in GOAT. And the reason why is because he's actually really, really creepy looking. And really, really spooky. Like when I first saw the villain appear out of that magic trick box at the start of the episode. Oh, fantastic. The Harpy. Yeah. I'd say an F. Maybe a D. I'll give it a D. Didn't appear for that long anyways. In Grease is the word. Speaking of Grease is the word, we got Arachne from that one. I'm going to put her in B. She was pretty good. Liked her. Didn't really have a massive opinion on her though. Then we got the Plant Monster, which is a pretty underrated one for mine. Going to put it in the S. Really enjoyed the Plant Monster. Pretty creepy looking as well. Unlike Minus, he wasn't that creepy looking, but he was utilised fairly well in my opinion, which probably prevents him from getting an F. I might put him above the Ghost of the Prima Donna in D for now. Then we got a really bad one. Probably the worst out of the main villains, because all these aren't really main villains, aren't they? And that is the Evil Force. I'm going to put him maybe in front of that weird looking monster. Then we got the Iceman. Now, a pretty underrated one in my opinion. Going to put him at the end of S. Was really cool. I really enjoyed him. Don't normally say that about caveman monsters though, but he gets a bit of an exception. The Ape Man was a C for mine. Yeah, he looked a little bit creepy though. Better than the Ape Man from Scooby-Doo. Where Are You? Surprisingly, can you believe? Then we got the Trash Monster. Wasn't a fan of the Trash Monster. Better than the Toxic Mutant though, so whack him in F. And then we got Ghost Chef. Ghost Chef was actually alright. The villain, the episode wasn't that great though. Ghost Chef was kind of cool. Got a cannon full of like toxic food, so that's pretty cool. Then we got the Demon of Salem. Now I love the episode. Maybe wish the villain was utilised a bit better, but still belongs in the S because who doesn't love the Demon of Salem? And then we got Pizza Opossum. Didn't really enjoy the episode, but I'll give the villain some love and put him in the C. Which isn't really love, really, when you think about it, but he can just go there for now. Then we got Half Beard. Wasn't a fan of Half Beard. just something about him just bothers me. Professor Huh, I like the villain. Didn't really like the episode though. In fact, he's probably gonna get an A above the Cliff Bride. In fact, maybe higher. Put him behind the Swamp Monster. And then we got these 4 from the title, which I'm not actually going to bother to rank, really, because they weren't actually monsters and didn't actually appear in episodes. So this is it, my ranking. Just going to quickly take a look and see if I should reshuffle anything. Yeah, I think it's pretty good, actually. One thing I might do is move So back up again. I'll keep on moving him around. Maybe the pterodactyl down a bit. Arachne up. Otherwise, I really like the bottom half of the rankings. That's pretty good. I don't want too many in S, so maybe I should drop a few down. Like, for instance, the Demon of Salem. Oh, but I want to give him some love. I'll put him in the S. I'll leave it like that for now. El Bandito can go up. The Iceman monster can go down. I don't love him that much. He doesn't belong in an S, really. I think the plant monster can maybe go down as well to S. Otherwise, pretty happy with this. Maybe the mummy up. I really like the mummy. Move him up to an A, actually. But otherwise, I'm really happy with this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And stay tuned for perhaps maybe even more tier lists coming out soon on the channel.